Welcome back. This is the fourth video in the IESve Building Performance Assessment video. Here we're talking about how to use IES and setting up a model to undertake a building performance assessment in using the program. You're welcome to have a look at the notes that I've shared with you in class that just contextualizes some of the decisions we've taken. Up to now, as you can see, we've developed the geometry of the building we'll be assessing. You can see that I've fixed up the windows, rationalized a little bit more. You're welcome to, if you've got a building that repeats itself every floor, you can model it for the first floor and then copy it over. And the geometry will be similar, and the construction parameters would also be quite transferred quite easily. But up to now, we've really only modeled the geometry. That's what we've done so far, which means we can't really do much yet. We have to still define the location of the project and the weather file that is critical for us to analyze the performance of the project. And then we'll only be able to then start looking at the schedules, the users, and ultimately the construction parameters of the project. So it's still a little bit to work with in the end, but it's great we've got geometry, so we can work with that in the meantime. In order for us to define the project, as you can see, it's currently still based in London. It still has a 4A climate zone and so forth, so it's not correct. We want to work with the project in Pretoria. You'll open up Tools and you go to a little program called APlocate. Now, APlocate gives us this option where we can start locating the project. We can define the design weather data. I've never used that in the past, but you can say what are the specifics that you need to, the specific data that are critical, along which you'll do the analysis, and then we can define the weather file itself. And you can also define the calendar that you'll be doing the simulation on. I don't often use it extensively, but sometimes it makes a difference. If it starts on the 1st of January and it's a Wednesday, for instance, and the next model, the 1st of January, starts on a Monday, then your schedules might differ, and it might make the comparison between models quite different. So that's where you might want to change that. But again, there's a number of help files available online where you can look at that. Okay, so we need to define it. First of all, you go to location only. Before you go there, you can use the wizard. It's also not bad. It's actually quite simple. And you choose Africa. You choose South Africa. You can choose South Sudan, whatever country you're working in. And again, we're going to work in Pretoria or Tshwane, but we don't have Tshwane defined here. As you can see, what happens is when I choose that, the climate file changes. That astro climate file, it seems to be adjusting between the projects, so it could be correct. We'll have to check it though, but the latitude and longitude will be correct, and then the height above sea level. So that should be correct. That's really critical. And then you will have to define the weather file. So you can click on nearest or select. I think nearest is a good start. But when you go there, you'll get Pretoria DOE2. That's what is available at the moment. You'll see that I've got Pretoria, our EPW, available. Now, that's a program I've shared with you, but I want to show you how to get it into your IES program so you can use it. Okay, so you will probably have DOE available. I haven't checked it. I'm not always sure if it works that well, but they have updated it. They're constantly updating the program, so it should be fine. You can save it. So we've got the location, but now we need to actually locate and copy the weather file into the IES program so that you can use it, which means you've got to go and download it from where I've shared it with you, save it somewhere in your program, and then we're going to go to our Windows Explorer where we will be updating it. So I'm going to pause the video now, and I'll start again when I'm in Windows Explorer. Okay, good. So I'm in Windows Explorer. You'll see that I need to locate the IES program. It's typically saved under Programs. It's a 64-bit program. So you open that up, and there you see it's the IES that we've got. and we're going to copy it over to the shared content and under weather file. That's where we would like it to be. Now, you've probably saved it somewhere where you need to find it. I remember I've saved it under this folder. I will then copy it, go back to it, and simply paste it. You'll see that I'm going to paste it. It says, do I need to replace it? Because I've got it in already. You won't have that problem. So you can simply just copy it and it will be in there. What that means is if you now close it up and you're back into this IES program, you might not actually still have it. So next step, go out of the program or save what you've done up to now. Go out of the program and enter it again, and the weather file will be available. I'll pause it again and then we'll start again with the weather files available. Okay, welcome back. So what we've done now is we've tried to use APlocate. We've been able to locate the project. You can see it's in Pretoria, but we're still not sure whether we've got the right weather file for it. I've shared it with you. You've then gone to Windows Explorer, copied it into the IES program, closed down the program, opened it again. That's what you're seeing now. I've opened it, and I will go to Tools, APlocate. I know that my location is correct, but I need my simulation weather file. I go to Select. It goes for those that are closest to where you're located because it's integrated into the weather file, and I say that Pretoria weather hour is there. I press OK. There it is. Press Save, and now I know that it's correct. What does this mean? This means the project is now located in Pretoria. It has a weather file attached to it, and when I start with my simulations, it will use the local weather conditions. You can, obviously, if you're working in different locations, you need to use the right weather file. And you'll see that currently, typically in South Africa, we've got one for Johannesburg and one for Cape Town that's available. There's a program called Meteonorm, which you can download. It's a paid version, so you've got to buy it. It's not cheap. And in there, you can generate a number of weather files for all over the place. You can also go onto the Energy Plus website and request weather files from them. It's also, there's a cost about attached to it, but ultimately, slowly but surely, we are building up weather files for South Africa so that we can actually simply do the analyses for the different locations that we're in. Okay, so next video, we're just going to conclude our geometry section. We've got it located, and then we'll start with one of our first analyses.